Today we're doing Module 5, Lesson 15. The objective is to place any fraction on a number line with endpoints 0 and 1. The materials needed for today are your online whiteboard or your whiteboard dry erase marker and dry eraser. You may also want your fraction strips to reference while we're making number lines. The teaching style we're going to follow is where I do it, we do it together, and then you do it on your own. So this is going to be very similar to what we did the other day with identifying fractions on a number line, except when we were practicing, we were always making one jump to the first fraction. And you'll notice today that we are going to be identifying fractions that may take more than one jump, okay? So in this example, I have my number line. I need to figure out what fraction the number line shows. You know from the other day that the numerator represents our dot here, and our denominator represents how many pieces altogether. So if I start at 0, it takes 1, 2, 3 jumps to get to my dot. So my numerator is 3. Just like if I were to have a fraction strip, I would have 3 pieces shaded. For my denominator, I have to figure out how many pieces are there all together in this one whole. 1, 2, 3, 4. It takes 4 jumps because there's 4 spaces to get to one whole. So my denominator is 4. So what fraction does the number line show? It shows the fraction 3/4. Okay, let's go ahead and have you do one with me. What fraction does the number line show? So remember, the numerator is how many jumps it takes to get to the dot. The denominator is how many jumps it takes to get to one whole. I'm going to give you just a moment to write on your whiteboards what fraction you think this number line shows. Okay, so for our numerator, it takes us 1, 2 jumps to get to our dot. For our denominator, it takes 1, 2, 3 jumps to get to one whole, which means our number line is broken into 3 parts altogether. So what fraction does the number line show? It shows the fraction 2/3. Let's take a look at one more example. Here's your fraction strip. It's asking, I'm sorry, not your fraction strip, your number line. It's asking what fraction does the number line show? So I'm going to give you a moment again to figure out your numerator and denominator, and then we'll go over the answer together. Okay, first let's look at our numerator. Takes 1, 2, 3 jumps to get to our dot. Now let's look at our denominator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jumps to get to our whole, which means our number line's broken into 8 pieces. Our point is at the third piece. So the number line shows the fraction 3/8. Okay, let's take a look at what you're going to be doing today for homework. IXL skill V16, identify fractions on number lines. So you'll see here it looks very similar. It says what fraction does the number line show? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get to our dot. So our numerator is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to get to one whole. So our denominator is 6. So our fraction would be 5/6. Now here's where it's just a little more complicated. You have to use the slash on your keyboard to separate the numerator and denominator. So when you actually type that in on the computer in the answer box, it's going to be 5/6, and that represents our 5/6. Go ahead and begin.